Okay, the meeting of the Anchorage Election Commission is called to order. You have before you the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I so move.
Thank you, Bonnie Lynn. Is there a second?
I second that.
Thank you, Barbara. Seeing no opposition to approve the agenda is approved. We have new business before us, the review of the question and absentee ballots to be rejected. Could you help us, Amanda?
Sure. We have 4 ballots to be rejected. We have 3 ballots that were not postmarked and received after Election Day. So we have no way to know if they were sent in before Election Day or not because they have no postmark on them. So those are set to be rejected. And that's 3 ballots that have no postmark and were received after Election Day.
Okay. Well, first of all, we need a motion to reject these 3 ballots. Is there a motion?
I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Vicki. Is there any public comment regarding these 3 ballots to be rejected? And that is the question that's on the table.
So if I understand you correctly, it's because there's no postmark or no way to discover when they were actually put in a box
Yeah.
of some kind.
Through the chair of the clerk's office and the absentee by mail board sends instructions, and the instructions encourage the voter to have the postmaster hand cancel the stamp. And most we only receive a few every year that aren't hand canceled. I don't have the date. So.
Could we ask when these arrived? Just
Yeah, on or around May 8th.
okay. So 3 days after. Okay. Is there any other comments? If not, the public comments are closed. The motion to reject these 3 ballots is on the table and it's been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you, Joyce. All those opposed, same sign. Hearing none, the motion has passed.
The next ballot is a ballot that was postmarked after Election Day. So it was postmarked too late.
Okay. Is there a motion to reject this 1 ballot envelope that came in postmarked too late?
I so move.
Thank you, Barbara. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Thank you, Bonnie Lynn. Time for public comment. Is there any comments to be made on this one? Yes, Jean?
Well, I just have one comment, both on this one and the other one is, was there a letter ever sent out to the parties regarding to them, so the chance for them to appeal at a canvas meeting? And when was it done?
The letter was sent out on Friday.
Okay.
For all of them?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Mhm. Thank you for the question. Good question. And so those people would have the opportunity to be here today. Is that comment period going to be open past today?
Well, it's set to certify tonight.
Okay. All right. So we have a motion to reject this 1 ballot that was postmarked too late, and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? The motion to reject has been approved. Okay,
The next section's in bold on your.
yes. Is there an election commissioner who would move to approve the election commission report as presented? And I believe you have that
Yes,
report.
so it includes these 4 ballots
Mhm.
that we've just discussed.
Correct. Okay.
How? Does it change the numbers of the election results? No.
Because they
Or-
aren't counted.
Well, these,
Right.
no.
But maybe, okay, I'm
No,
ahead of
no.
myself, sorry.
Because these 4 rejected, that doesn't, the additional counts that were included are included with the clerk's office report.
So what were you going to certify tonight?
The additional ones that were included,
And how many is that?
58.
Okay, that's where.
Amanda, I didn't quite hear that. How many were there?
58 counted.
58.
Yes. And
Okay.
so, and that includes, there was one question ballot that we had rejected previously, which similar scenario to something that had happened with the previous election. The voter has never lived outside of Anchorage. They had been updated in the state of Alaska voter registration database that they lived in Salcha, Alaska. They've never lived there, never been there. We contacted the State of Alaska Division of Elections. It turns out that it was a clerical error on the state's part, and so we were able to add that vote to the election results too.
Okay. And this report is for those additional ballots that were for the May runoff election.
Yes,
Okay.
and we're asking you to approve these 4 rejected. That's all that is listed in your report.
Okay. Well, that's what I was confused for you mentioning that because
Mhm.
I thought that was already done.
Yeah.
So, okay. So our canvas meeting at this present time for the commission is only for the approval of the election commission report regarding these 4 rejected ballots.
Yes.
Okay. So, did I ask if there was a motion? I can't remember. Okay, is there?
Want to pass the report around so they can look at it?
Yeah,
That would be
that would be
nice, thank
helpful,
you.
since we don't have a copy of that.
And I suppose you want us to sign today while we're here. Are we expected in the meeting tonight?
Shall I sign it as we go around?
We'll wait until it's
Okay.
approved.
Oh,
Well,
no, we didn't.
Just exactly what we have
done before,
done,
huh?
what we did in motion, and, thank you, Barbara, for letting us
Oh,
see
of
that
course.
before the
You
motion.
know, Amanda asked me if she should make copies, and I said, no, because then we have extra copies floating around and nobody knows which, so I probably should have told her yes, but.
Okay, so now that you've had a chance to look at the report of our action today at this canvas, is there a motion to approve this election commission canvas report?
I would so move.
Thank you, Barbara. Is there a second?
I will second the motion.
Thank you, Bonnie Lynn. Is there any discussion? Hearing none and seeing none, the report is approved. Yes.
How do you make a special notice to the candidates about this change, the 58 in the numbers? Does that matter?
It's been publicly noticed with the agenda, and it's going before the body tonight at the public meeting.
And no one has asked questions, I assume.
Well, there are lots of questions, of course, but it's not, the issue is, it's the election that is the issue. We don't notify, any anyone specific because, for example, on the regular election, there are 9 propositions, 23 LRSA candidates, school board candidates. So it wouldn't make sense to notify them individually especially when it doesn't change the results of the election.
But it is publicly
Yeah.
Exactly,
notified,
but it's
so-
still public.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other comments? At our other canvas, we always open it up for public comment or
Do we wa-
additional comment.
From the members, is that what you're asking?
Yeah,
Okay.
from the members of the commission.
I asked mine prematurely, I apologize.
Okay, that's fine. Joyce, are you still hearing us?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I did have a question for the last, for the regular election when the additional votes were counted. My understanding is that there were no rejected ballots in that group from when the regular results were recertified. Is that correct?
There
I'm not
was,
talking the runoff, I'm talking the regular.
Yeah, no, we had captured one of the rejected when we had done the previous canvas.
Okay, so those ballots had all been canvassed prior to, during the original canvass that the election commission
Yes.
did versus prior to the recertification.
Correct.
Okay, I just want clarification on that. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Any other comments from the commission?
I think it was mentioned that we might have a meeting or something this summer to
Yeah.
think of.
So through the chair, if I may, the clerk's office has a meeting set up with the State of Alaska Division of Elections Region 2, and we are specifically going to ask how they handle the ballots outside of the ballots cast at the polling locations. And like we've done with a lot of stuff since 2013, we are going to probably come more in line with the way that the State of Alaska handles the review and handles all of the additional ballots. We're going to ask them how they maintain their records and sort of move more in that direction. So we will, after we meet with the State of Alaska, we will set up a meeting with the Election Commission to talk about what their procedures and process is.
Thank you.
Do you think, this is Joyce, Amanda, Barbara, do you think it's appropriate for one member of the commission to be with you at the meetings with the state of elections to listen to that as well?
We could talk about that. I definitely think that's something that we
Okay.
could explore.
currently the chair of the, this is Barbara, through the chair, currently the chair of the Assembly Ethics and Elections Committee and the chair of the Assembly are already attending. So, but I think we could certainly, talk to them. It's the chair of the Ethics and Elections Committee is the person who's asked for the meeting. So we'll be sure to check with him and then we'll get back to the commission.
Okay, who is the chair of the Elections and Ethics Subcommittee or whatever it's called?
Through the chair, it's Ernie Hall.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
And I assume it is a public meeting. If we so wanted to attend, we could.
It is not a public meeting.
Oh,
There's 2 assembly members and there's nothing, so it's not a public meeting.
There's other things on the agenda that we're meeting to discuss too, so that's not the sole reason that the meeting's been called. We have some other business to discuss.
darn.
Any other comments regarding our report or the canvas that we have done today or the work that we did this past elections cycle? If not, is there?
Great work.
Oh, I thought you were raising your hand, Barbara.
Great work.
Okay, all right. Is there a motion and a second to adjourn?
Mr. Chair, if I could interject for a sec, I know at the beginning of the meeting, since I'm off-site, no roll call was taken, and I think it should be on the record as to which commissioners were there in person and that I was on the phone. So if we could just put that on the record before we adjourn, I think that would be helpful.
I'll do a quick roll.
Okay,
Bonnie Lynn,
Present.
Joyce,
Here?
Vicky,
Here?
Petey,
Asked to be excused.
Jim Stevens,
present?
and Barbara. Here.
And Mr. Chair, I think you also do need an opportunity for public comment.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. Yes. Before we adjourn, we always have public comment, so is there any public comment to be made? Yes?
My name is Eugene Carl Haberman. Just for record, I witnessed the meeting, this meeting held today, starting at 10 o'clock approximately. I should also note, I am concerned, I'm seeing that note, by statement at this meeting by the clerk's office, these notices were mailed to the parties the Friday before the Tuesday meeting. This was Memorial Day weekend. I'm concerned as how do you expect the public to respond to something in the mail, get it in the mail, and to have a meeting that you had at 10 o'clock in the morning. You normally have canvas board meetings that are at in the evening around 6 o'clock. I see it's on the agenda for tonight at Assembly, but was it really possible that the public could have not received this because of how this thing was sent out? And in the past canvas meetings for this election, it was noted that they were mailed the day before and they had time so many days later. But we're walking into an assembly meeting, okay, tonight where they're going to certify, and these people did not have a fair opportunity to receive it and come in and address it to you. Thank you.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Are these people all outside of Alaska, or are they in Anchorage?
They're in Anchorage.
They had an opportunity.
Yeah, especially the ones that were not postmarked is an assumption that they were dropped off. We don't know for sure.
We don't know when.
Mr. Chair, could I ask you to ask Amanda to address this concern? I think that there may be some concerns where, especially regarding the issues that we've had with people that were not registered in the MOA, but the rejects for this type, I wonder if you want to ask Amanda if she could address this.
Yeah, I think you'll say what I was thinking, but go ahead.
Through the chair, when we've sent other notifications to voters, there's been an opportunity for them to present that in fact perhaps they are a registered voter or they are registered within the municipality of Anchorage. These voters failed to mail the ballot in by Election Day as required by municipal code, and these voters failed to get a hand cancel of their stamp to prove that it had been postmarked by Election Day. If these voters were to contact the clerk's office or come to the election canvas, there is not a curable method to allow these votes to count.
Correct. Yes. It's a matter of what the code says, and those ballots, unfortunately, put themselves into a position where they were rejected, and that's the code. Mr. Haberman?
Just a footnote again is I appreciate Amanda's comment and reply and Barbara's. The fact remains, it's Friday that the clerk's office said they mailed out for them to come before you for Tuesday's morning's meeting. I'm addressing the issue is what chance they have to literally come before you to question. They didn't have a fair chance. and then you're going right into certification tonight. So that's what I'm raising. I'm not questioning whether or not those votes should be counted or not. The process is, this meeting was called for a chance for the people to appeal the decision, and they got letters. The letters, according to the clerk's office, went out Friday. Did they have a chance to
Okay.
receive it, so they could be
Right.
here at 10 o'clock today?
This is,
Yeah. Okay, Barbara?
Mr. Chair, one of the things that I hope that the commission has seen from the clerk's office, and last year, or the year before, you may recall, we recertified in July. And again, because the LRSA candidates have not been counted yet, we again will be recertifying in July. And this morning, I received a call from a voter who was rejected in the runoff election. And it was a very, lighthearted conversation. But the clerk's office included our phone numbers in the letters to these 4 rejects, as well as the letters that went out to the other 285 people for the regular and even the runoff election. So we occasionally are still getting calls, and we're talking to those voters about what their options are. And we're gonna continue to talk to them about that. And if it ends up a situation, number one, the most important thing is make sure that their voter record is updated, regardless if their vote was counted in this election or not. We're gonna make sure that their voter record is updated with the state correctly. It may have been incorrect with the state, which caused us to reject it, but we're correcting that. And the other thing is, if there's any opportunity or if it's a sufficiently serious error that something was rejected, we do this again.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure that you knew that this is, we're certainly open, the letters went out, the letters say contact us if there's an error, and we're receiving those calls and addressing those issues.
Thank you, thank you. That brings up one minor thing regarding the state report on REMS, and that is, if a person has voted in both this election and the runoff, and their vote was, it was rejected, what would that report say at the bottom? Would that be like an absentee, or would there
shows
be
it as a question.
So it would be a
It
question.
doesn't show specifically that their vote was rejected.
Okay, so it'll show that they
They voted.
did,
Yeah.
Okay.
in fact, make the effort to vote. Yeah. So I think that's a great thing
Yeah.
that's happening. Because I've seen the question and I thought, well, they voted a question ballot.
Yeah.
But that refers more to an issue that it possibly was rejected. But they did make the effort, and so it shows that they are active.
Yes.
That's
Which is
great.
important.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you very much. Okay, any other public comment? Is there a motion to, and second to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn the meeting.
Thank you, Bonnie Lynn. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, thank you, Barbara. I'm hearing, Joyce, are you speaking to us?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, good. All right, we're hearing some background. I didn't know if you were making a second or a motion there. Okay, all right. Well, hearing that, we have a motion and a second. We are now adjourned. Thank you for coming.